think about how we're going to travel around the world. How are we going to get there? Do you think we could drive the whole way in a car? What happens when we get to the water, to the ocean? Can we cross the ocean in a car? I don't think there's a bridge. We could take a boat, right? Or we could take an airplane. What do you want to do? Think about what you want to go on, and maybe you can even build one with your chairs or your toys or your, I don't know, building blocks, whatever you have at home. You could build yourself an airplane or a boat or something you could take. But we're also going to make a little airplane. So here's a really cool picture of an airplane. That's not the kind we usually fly on. That's more of a one-person or two-person plane, but it's pretty cool looking. We have a couple sticks in our bag, and I want you to take those and decide how you want to make your airplane. You can glue them together any way you want, and then you can paint it or color on it. Add some glue and let it dry, and then you can fly your airplane all around your house or neighborhood. Shoom! Think about where your airplane's going to go and have it come in for a landing. And I'm going to read you a new book today. What do you think it's like to go different places in the world? Do you think people are all the same or different? Well, this book is all about the children of the world. And it talks about how we're the same, but also you might see some things that are different too in the book. So think about what's the same and what's different about children in other places of the world as we read. Okay? It's called All Kinds of Children. It looks like this. Let's see. Is that the first page? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Do you know that every child in the whole wide world has a belly button? Just like you, all over the world, children are the same in some ways. All children need food, milk or cereal or meat or vegetables or fruit or rice or pasta or bread. Food helps you to grow big and strong and smart. But in different places in the world, people might eat different kinds of foods. Right? And people might eat them in different ways. Like some people use their hands to eat. Some people might use a fork or a spoon. Some people might use chopsticks, right? People might carry their food on their head in a basket or down low in a basket or in a lunchbox, right? And people might sit at a table to eat, or they might sit on the floor to eat. There's lots of different ways that people eat their food, but everybody has to eat, right? To stay healthy. All children need clothes, diapers and shirts and pants and dresses and hats and coats and all kinds of shoes. And again, depending on where you go in the world, clothes look different, right? And some places are hot and some places are cold, and we need different kinds of clothes for different kinds of places we may live. All over the world, children live in houses. Some are big, some are small. Some are up high, some are on the water. Some children stay in the same house for a long time, and some children move around from place to place. So look at all the different kinds of houses there are. It's amazing. There's this kind of a house, but there's also this kind of a house, which we might not have seen before. It looks kind of like a tent almost. Or this kind of a house, which we might call a hut. And it's made from natural materials. Or this kind of a house, which is like a big apartment building, right? And there's even houses over the water. I once had a boy that came to my preschool, and he lived on a boat. He actually lived on his sailboat. And there's a houseboat right there. So there's all different kinds of houses. All children need people to love them, mommies and daddies and sisters and brothers. So even though all the mommies and daddies and sisters and brothers look different, everybody around the world have these kind of people in their lives to take care of them and keep them company. And even grandmas and grandpas. Aunts and uncles, and step-parents, and foster parents, and caregivers, and teachers, and neighbors, and friends. So there's all different kinds of people that you might have in your life, and other kids might too. All children like to hold something special, like a blanket, or a teddy bear, or a doll. They like to hold them close, especially if they feel tired or sad. Do you have something like that that you like to snuggle up with when you're feeling tired or sad? All children like to play. They dig in the dirt, they splash in the water, they build roads and bridges for their cars and trucks, and they play games like hide and seek. Children love to run. What do you like to play? And even animal babies like to play. Did you know that? Like puppies and kittens are very playful, and all kinds of animals in nature like to play, just like all kids like to play. Children do work too. They clean the house, they help with cooking, they help with babies, and they help with their families. What work do you do? Do you do anything to help your family? Some places in the world, the kids do a lot of work to help their families. In other places, not as much. And you can see there are kids doing all kinds of different things to help. Carrying food. This person's weaving a basket. This person's catching fish in a net. Stirring a big pot of food, probably. Right? And then over here we have somebody walking a dog or watering a garden. There's all kinds of helping jobs. Children all over the world love to go for rides on a bus, in a wagon, on a boat, a train, or a plane, even on a donkey or a pony, or snuggled up in a pack. So this baby's getting a ride with her mom, right? And these kids are riding on a donkey. Then I see some other kids riding in a bus, and I see a train going by, and some kids riding their bikes. All children love stories. They like to sit on soft laps and listen to old stories, new stories, long stories, short stories, real stories, pretend stories. What stories do you like? And some stories can just be told even without a book, right? Your parents might tell you a story about them when they were little, or you when you were a baby. All children go to sleep at night. They climb into all different kinds of beds, and they dream different dreams. There's a picture of all different kinds of beds, right? Bunk beds and trundle beds and a bed to share with somebody. A little cradle for a baby. This person's sleeping in a hammock. This person has a mat on the floor. There's a little cot. Do you know that every grown-up in the whole world used to be a baby? Mommies, daddies, grandmas, grandpas, firefighters, truck drivers, teachers too. They all were babies once, just like you used to be. All over the world, children are growing little by little, year by year. Children grow and grow, and one day, someday soon, they'll be all grown up, and so will you. That's kind of a fun story. So travel around the world in your airplane or whatever you want to take. Bring your camera and your suitcase and see if you can meet some other children from around the world. Bye for now.